Councilman Adams, District 1.
Wow, Councilman Brownlee. What a political speech we had tonight. This council's done his job. I have no complaints. As for people lying, they don't get no information. We don't need a levy. We don't need no more money. We need more cunts. The budget is going to be changed, not once, twice, maybe 3 times. Wow. I'd like to see that crystal ball. Sure, the budget's going to be changed. Things happens in our own homes. That's why we have to deal with them. That's why we have the finance director said she needs a cushion. She provides for that. Each department head. This year has been tough for them. It's been tough since 2010, 2009. The workers, all the cuts and furlough days and everything else they took, doesn't matter, didn't do anything. Cuts in hospitalization, everything. Wow. Public didn't know this? Yes, they did. We had legislation we passed to put the financial paper on the city website, our city website. But then we cut personnel so we could make the budget. Put the blame where the blame is. You blame the mayor, council, finance director. The blame lies when there just isn't enough income. There's not enough revenue. Simple. Sure, our expenses are high. What is our expenses now? Take a look at them. 6 service workers. Potholes, trees, garbage, everything. 6 workers. 5 snow plows done. Why isn't my street plowed? Salt more than doubled. Gasoline prices was high, coming down, going back up. There's a lot to look at and figure in a budget. Irene has met with the department heads and discussed this. I know the chief, small director, and others, department heads, building commissioner and so forth. They know where the city's at. They're also trying to save as much as they can save. And if you take a look at that budget, and I have to say this, Linda, for what you did at that senior center to keep it, and the residents, their donations to keep it going, is fantastic. Personal sacrifices that you did and the others, the volunteers that came forward, the workers doubling up, which you have in all departments, taking on the economic development. Thank you, Linda, for what you did for the city. And the others. Don't get caught up in this political talks. We never had this for quite a while. It's going to start up, so try to put it on the side and look at things in a realistic way. Look at the facts. If you don't know them, call any one of us and we'll go over the figures and that with you. And I had quite a few phone calls since our last meeting explaining you only have to look at 5 different things. Where did we take the cuts? The city, I'm talking about the city government, down Columbus, the auditors, and our our taxes. That was a big hit. You can't sustain it. Then you lay the workers off to try to balance the budget, and what do you have? What we got now. Throw good money after bad, Mr. Bromley? I don't think so. We have to move ahead. And we need a levy. That's going to be up to the residents. And when they call me, I tell them. Asphalt, when the plant opens, I wouldn't be surprised if the asphalt hasn't doubled. It costs money to operate a city. And that's the simple fact. To say not to ask for more money and to live with what we got, then say it like it is. It's going to be what we got. And I think Mr. Montello said that. You're going to have what you have, if not worse. Prices going up and up, doesn't come down. And we ain't going to do it by cutting wages. No, they ain't going to do it. They ain't going to work. I've been through that for many years. And I gave concessions. Many of you read about the multiple pension funds. That was passed by Congress. And I would be one of those out of 10 million people that will lose 50 to 60% of our pensions. I'm not crying. It's something I worked for 38 years. But that's what the government says we have to do, I have to do. That's democracy. And that was a backroom deal, which we never did. There's all kind of stories on about it now. But this city has always been open. Irene's been here not even a year. And if you want information, it's here. Any one of us will talk to you about it. The chiefs will tell you about the fire department, the police, the law. John will tell you about the law department, and we'll tell you all we know what's going on. And Irene is open, but she's very busy. And Linda is always there. So please, listen to others and not one about a levy. Because I think we have to put a levy on, and I think we have to support it. And I'm going to ask you to support it when we do, if we do. I'll go on with my report. We had the usual problems, garbage out early, garbage left out the cans. A weekly problem with the Dunham Road resident. Had not been able to catch the resident home by enough material, took the garbage off the tree lawn 3 times. There was a catch basin on Turning Road that was a concern. Clogged up with the runoff. Talked to Tanya from the service department. They checked into the matter. They went up Turney and cleaned all the grates, and that's what they've been doing. Thank you, Tanya, for your help. I had a resident complain about a neighbor that had a couch out since last year and chair and other furniture up against the back of the house. And we had some nice garbage days. Doesn't look like they're going to remove it. I called Daryl from the building department today, and he came down, checked the house, and he's going to be taken to court because they have other violations they did not do. But you see, things get done and sometimes when they're in the area, because I also called about a roofer doing a roofing job, and there was no permit on the window. So that's what Daryl came out about. And he had a permit, but he didn't put it on the window. So he explained to him it's got to be on the window. But I'm asking residents, if you see work being done, look on the windows. If you don't see it, call the building department, because that's the only way we're going to catch these light shysters out here. It's our responsibility. There's no one person can check it out. None. We have to be part of the building department. Also, there'll be a fish fry Friday, 4 to 7, our usual during Easter at the American Legion. We had a successful corned beef cabbage at dinner yesterday, and I thank everybody that came, and I apologize that we ran out at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, you ran out.
Yes, we ran out at 4 o'clock. Over 400 pounds of beef. Unbelievable. Anthony, I'm glad that you announced this early to give others a chance. I know everybody knows I'm not running. I made mine. So that's nice. It gives people a chance to fill your shoes. And it was nice working with you, and we'll always be working. You'll be here in Maple. And gotta go back to the levy, folks. Please think about it. Call your council person. Let us know if you support it and what you think. We need the revenue, and there's no revenue coming in this city. And that's in the budget. That's the truth, tell them. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thank you, Alex. Councilwoman Jones, District 2.
In case everybody needs a sugar rush, we do have the Girl Scouts over there with a whole bunch of cookies. And I want to tell all you guys over there, thank you for being so patient with us, because you're sitting here and it's almost past 8:30 and there's things on TV. I want to see if I can talk to, if there's a Boy Scout troop leader here to maybe do some cleanups during the summertime. You know, to the audience, you know that we're going to have another reevaluation coming up, most probably sometime in July, where they are going to be going door to door. I don't know if they're going to actually view homes or if they're going to do their magical calculations that they did last time that really devalued a lot of our property. But I would like to see us see if we could band together, get the Boy Scouts involved, probably some of the churches, so we can have people concentrate on their own streets and just do some like little cleanups, just to maintain, you know, get rid of some of the things that just don't make a house look lived in. Ms. Madden, I do want to ask you what the address of that house is, because I did have a problem like that in my district, and I think Councilman Brownlee is your council person. And what I did is I actually met with the homeowner, helped them bag some of the trash. It's not.
There's no bagging. You cannot bag.
You cannot bag this stuff. Is this stuff that can be thrown on a truck?
The garbage man would not take it. It was too much.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's always solutions to something, and maybe if by chance I could meet Mr. Brownlee out there at the property, we might be able to help out, and or talk to Tanya after the council
I've
meeting.
done that.
You've done that.
I've done everything possible.
Okay. Let's just see if there's something we could do. One of the other things that was addressed by Ms. Madden was she was requesting a list of the homes that might possibly be demolished. And let me just tell you what the process is. We actually applied to Cuyahoga County for demolition money to tear down some of the worst homes. These homes are not, they're owned by people like you and me. They're not owned by HUD, they're not owned by a mortgage company, and they're not one of those limbo zombie properties that are just floating out there with a toxic title. So in order for us to do any type of demolition, a notice has to be sent to the homeowner if we can find them. We also have to send a notice to all of the lien holders, including the mortgage company, if there's any federal liens, if there's any state liens, if there are 2 or 3 different mortgages on the property, and we have to wait until we get a response. If there is a green card that comes back with no response, that's still not good enough legally for us to do any type of demolition. So this is a very long process that's going to happen. So to give out any type of list, I think now would be a little premature because a lot of people have not been notified. All the notices have not been out. It is a letter that's sent through the building department that asks the owner, lien holder, or any responsible party that we could find by doing a title search on these homes to contact us at the city within 30 days with either an intent for the property to either fix it up or the property will be declared a nuisance and possibly be demolished. Most of these properties have, and this is what's really going to curl your hair, if that's my expression, is they have between $15,000 and $30,000 worth of liens on this property, and this is from back taxes. And for anybody that tries, and I'm sorry I'm looking at you, I don't mean to do that, look this way.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's for someone that has a property that might be in disrepair and to have that much of a burden through a tax lien. I don't want to say you can't blame the person from walking away, but it's hard for that person to recoup. Sometimes they just walk away and they have to relinquish their ownership, but the only way we can do that is legally. I mean, we have to be able to get some kind of notice or correspondence from them saying, hey, you know what, I don't want the house, just take it. There's no penalties involved on their end. Once the county does do any type of demolition, there will be a lien on the property, and then that property is going to have to go through a tax foreclosure in order for it to be what you call clean dirt. So we could give it to or sell it to someone that wants a side yard, or if we want to have a community garden. So in the meantime, to prepare for that part, I would like to see if during the summertime we can see people that are interested, if there is going to be anything that's on their street. And I really want to contact people, letting them know which homes may be eligible and which homes are eligible. And it's pretty much better to know the ones that are really coming down. Right now, 4 houses have come down through the county land bank, and this is through their evaluation of the property. There was one on Jefferson, the house on Morgan that was caught on fire. There's a house on Krems, and there's a house on Hanson that has not come down yet, but it's in the process of getting the asbestos evaluation. So that address is 20608 if you wanted to know. So that one is going to be coming down. You already have that one?
Yes.
Okay. So you're one up on me. One of the things I just want to let the audience also know about is Mr. Brownlee asked the law director what the line item was for professional services, and I think that line item was a little over $20,000 if I'm not sure. I don't know if the audience knows that Mr. Brownlee has brought 2 lawsuits against the city of Maple Heights. One was to, I think, council president and the law director. The second one, which happened probably about a month ago, is he's suing council. So I think that maybe some of those special funds are for us to defend our position, because to have a fellow council person actually sue his fellow council members, you would think that we would be able to go through any type of arbitration or mediation. But you know, to come through the back door and just slap a lawsuit that's totally frivolous is a gross misspending of taxpayers' money that is going to have to defend this lawsuit. And if nobody else is going to come out and just say anything about this lawsuit, I am, because I am tired of this. And I see some shocked faces and maybe some not, but I don't think that that's right. The last thing is, I have a day job. I work for a community development corporation, and we had a landlord's forum that we sent out about 400 letters, and this is something that I'm planning on doing citywide. So if you want to know what we do with our salary, I'm sending out 400 letters. That's paper and postage and envelopes. And I think that's called, I don't know, Irene's not here, so I don't know what category that would fall in under the budget, but my budget would consist of that. And we invited the Cleveland Tenants Organization and someone from the Fair Housing Office from the City of Cleveland. And the unique thing that we did was we had a get-together like an hour before the forum started, just as a meet and greet. I had over 35 landlords come, and we were a little shocked at that. Even with the 400 letters that went out, that still was a good attendance. And they were very shocked to hear that there wasn't like a landlord forum or a meeting or a group on the west side of Cleveland, and they want to form one. So what I'd like to do in Maple Heights is we have a very where we have a growing, maybe a tenant type of population, I think that by going to these landlords and saying, we're trying to protect your investment in the city, we need your help to do that, the men that came and women that came to the forum were upset about the other landlords that weren't keeping up property, and they wanted to outreach to them, which I think is like awesome. And I think if we could do something like that, we did try to do a tenants forum, not too many people showed up to learn about landlord-tenant issues or what their tenants' rights were, but the landlords were very interested in knowing how you could properly evict, what exactly is a nuisance, how can I get in trouble with what type of tenants I have, you know, how do I screen legally without, you know, violating any type of fair housing laws that are out there. So I'm looking forward to doing something like that in May. So I know hopefully most people in here may be homeowners and or tenants and or not landlords, but if you want to spread the word, that will be happening. And that will be the end of my report so that we can all go home tonight. Thanks.
Well, not quite.
Well said.
I'm going to segue from Tony's comment about the lawsuit. One of the comments is that the secretary or council clerk doesn't do her minutes correctly. And I do need to tell you that there was a comment at the minutes approval this evening that they were inappropriate, they didn't give enough information. You know, many years ago, when I first got on council, we got together and decided that maybe it would be a good idea if we had a work session so that we could bring things forward, some ideas perhaps, and it eventually revolved into a session where we did that, and we also had future legislation that we discussed. It was open, the door's never been shut, but the work session was for us to get together. Do you think that we see each other in between meetings? We try email, and sometimes that works. Phone calls, I could call these people and it would take all day because we have lots of things that we like to share and talk about. But how do you share like that? You don't. So we thought, wow, work session would be a great way to share information, and nothing official is ever done at a work session. So to chastise the council clerk for not having correct minutes for that is just a little beyond. And you know what, here's my last thought, and this is maybe personal, and I just, listening to all of this, you know, it's been a year and 3 months since District 5 has come into this council. And from the very beginning, we have had what Mr. Brownlee calls meltdowns. Usually it's when he's trying to educate us on the appropriate parliamentary procedure. And also he does chastise us and me as well for not following parliamentary procedure and the order. And it has been rules and more rules, and you're not doing it correctly. And I do feel that at some point we could perhaps do it a little differently. That's fine. However, let's think about this. Has anything come out of all of these rules? Has anything progressed out of all of these demands for appropriate parliamentary procedure and rules? My suggestion a while back was, you know, if it's important, and I understand, you know, we need to have all of the transparency, which, you know, we think we're doing it, we think it's okay, and we try to do as much as we possibly can to educate people, ourselves, the residents, and anything else that we can do to show you what we're doing. But perhaps we could take that salary that we're willing to donate, maybe, and hire a parliamentary procedure person, a parliamentary person that could actually sit at the meetings. Now, is it that important? Really? Really? And with that very long extended meeting, I'm going to end this meeting at 8:50. Thank you so much. We will see you next, probably next Wednesday for yet another budget meeting.